introduction and tell you what this video is about. Lately I have been getting some requests from some of my followers on Instagram asking me how I paint the Milky Way. So I thought it'd be nice to make a video and paint something similar to this. This is a 6" by 6" painting that I've done. And I was going to take you through the steps and show you how I paint that. So before I begin my paintings, I always paint the canvases black. I find it makes my paints last longer. I can paint part of the Milky Way as though I'm just applying a glaze using some of my more transparent paints like Prussian Blue and Magenta. And I also feel like it gives a more realistic look of the night sky since it's naturally dark. The paints that I use are the Liquitex Basics. I do it in acrylic because it dries fast, and you can paint with oils over top of acrylic, but not the other way around. Don't put acrylics on top of an oil painting. I use Mars Black, Phthalo Blue. I mix a little bit of the blue in with the black and apply a couple coats to the entire canvas and let it dry before I begin painting with the oils. I've also been asked about blending. I'll show you a few of the brushes that I use. These two are mop brushes. Not sure how well you can see these. Oh, that's good. They're soft, kind of look like a beauty brush, like something you would use to apply blush on your cheeks. You can get them in all kinds of sizes. All kinds of brush companies make them. These are great for blending because they're soft, but the thing I don't like about them is that there's always little hairs coming out of them and getting into the paintings, and you constantly have to stop painting and pick them off the canvas. Also, I'll use a smaller brush for blending small areas. This is a watercolor brush. But I like watercolor brushes for blending oil paints because they're soft like the mop brush. They don't shed as bad as a mop brush does. And they're great for getting into the little areas. Okay, so now I'm going to start blending. I'm going to use this mop brush, and I'm going to start here in the light colors, and I'm going to move from the light colors out towards where the dark colors are, and then move into the darkest colors. And I'm going to keep away from these light ones up here with this brush. I'm probably going to blend those ones with this small brush, this watercolor brush. So when you blend, you just lightly tap the paint with the brush, keeping in mind where you want the paint to go and what colors you're going into, because you want to avoid mud. Mud is when you get a brown paint or a brown color in your painting. It's caused by mixing opposite colors on the color wheel. Mop brushes are notorious for leaving hair on the canvas, and when they come out, you just pick them off with the side of the brush and keep going. I do try to blend the paint down towards the bottom of the canvas, because when you put the trees on, if you want to leave any spaces, it gives you more options if the entire canvas is covered. So I'm going to keep doing this until I get ready to blend in the smaller parts. I'm wiping my brush off on a rag in between my blending. With the smaller brush, you just really need to take your time and gently blend in the colors. And go back and forth. Wipe your brush off as you go. Spots that I missed. So I'm going to take this brush, this is a clean dry brush, and I'm just going to go over some of the areas that I want blended a little bit more. The bristles on this are stiffer than the ones on the mop brush. And areas where I have trouble getting paint to move will move with this brush. But before I leave it to dry, I'm going to start adding the stars in. It's nice to add some when you're at this stage because any that you put on is going to blend into the background that's already there. And it gives it a much more realistic look. Painting the stars is fun and easy. I just use mineral spirits, thin down my paint, and then use an old brush to pick up a little paint, and I tap it, and it just splatters onto the canvas and it creates the effect of stars. Okay, so I think I'm done with the stars and the sky. I like the way it's looking, and I'm just going to go ahead and add the trees and finish it off.